So today on the channel we've got another one of these mini ready-to-fly RC helicopters. This one was sent over to me by RTRHOBBY, more about them down in the description, and it is the RC ERA C138. These mini ready-to-fly helicopters are really hot right now, and for good reason. Everything you need to fly, the helicopter, controller, batteries, charging is all included in the box, so beginners can start flying right away. And if you get the one without optical flow, it's under $100, which probably makes this the cheapest ready-to-fly helicopter you can get, which isn't just complete garbage. So it has all the controls you would expect. It's got pitch, it's got roll, it's got yaw, and it's got up and down, which is controlled by collective rotors here. So if you actually have a look here, I can demonstrate that the up and down is actually controlled here by collective pitch. So we can see the rotor blades pitching there. And that is really something nice to see on such a cheap RC helicopter. So if you have a look at the store listing, these actually come in two different versions and two different colors. There is a red one and a blue one, and there is also one with optical flow and without optical flow. The main difference being the one with optical flow is going to be a little better at hovering in position than the one without optical flow, but it is $10 more expensive. So if we have a look around the outside, we can see it's got some scale details. We've got a scale searchlight at the front, and we've got a tail light at the back. You can see that this one is painted to look like the Los Angeles Fire Department helicopter. So the specs of this helicopter are, on board there is a 6-axis gyro, so while in flight the gyro will prevent the helicopter from flipping over, and that is good for beginners as it will stabilize itself. You will notice that if you let go of the controls, it will also stop and bring itself into a stable hover. If you've ever flown a DJI drone, it is pretty similar. So you have to hold forward on the pitch stick and that will make it go forward. And if you let go, it will slow to a halt. There is also a barometer on board, which means that you do get some level of altitude control. So when you're moving forward, you will stay at the same altitude. This version has the optical flow camera, which gives you a much more locked-in hover. The main rotor and the tail rotor are using brushed electric motors. So as you can see, the C138 is 1/33 scale, so I can compare it to my C032, which is 1/43 scale, and you can see that the C138 is a little bit bigger. So if we just have a look here at the battery, it is a 350 milliamp hour 2S proprietary pack. So that does mean you are only going to be able to use the RC ERA batteries in this helicopter. Now, the upside to that is these actually just charge from a USB here, so you don't need any fancy hobby grade charger. You're also going to be getting 10 minutes of flight time per charge. So if you have a look here, this is something I did find quite annoying. This is the C138 battery, and this is the C032 battery. As you can see, they are different sizes. Even though they are both from the same company, the C032 battery is bigger. And they are actually even the same capacity. They are both 350 milliamp hour 2S, but they are not the same size, and I don't really know why. So of course, what that means is you cannot get the bigger battery to go in. The C032 battery will not fit in the C138, and vice versa. This battery will also not fit in here. So you have to make sure that you buy the right battery, and you can only use the battery that is designed to go in the specific helicopter. So if you have a look in the box, you are going to find everything you need to get started. So you will find the manual, the battery, some spare main rotor blades. You'll also find a spare tail rotor blade and some tools. You'll find the helicopter, this USB cable to charge the battery, and you will also find this black controller. So in the video, you may notice me using this gray controller, and it is pretty much the same as the black controller. This is just the one that comes with the C032. And since this one already had batteries in it, I thought I might as well use this one, seeing as you can use one RC ERA controller for all your RC ERA helicopters. So the only thing that you will need to find is 4 AA batteries just to power the controller. So an interesting thing about these RC ERA helicopters is they can actually be controlled from an Edge TX radio. So here I've got my Jumper T15 and I'm able to control it, as you see, from here. And this works on any Edge TX radio. The only thing you need is a 4-in-1 module. So if you do want a tutorial on how to do this, please comment down below and I'll make that video in the future. Okay, so we're down here by the river with the RC ERA C138. Just going to turn on the controller, go up and down to bind it, and we can see it now moving. I'm going to start it off in speed 1 just to try it out. So to start, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull these to the corners like this, and then we are going to take off. So you can see it's just finding its hover there. The optical flow will get it locked in. I've got a little bit of mild wind, but it is holding itself quite steady there. So let's go forward. We're on speed 1. So this is kind of like how the helicopter flies on speed 1. Bring it round. So you can see on speed 1, it is really quite slow. Probably quite suitable for children, it is so slow. Come back round again and we will put it up to speed 2, I think. There we go, so this is speed 2. Right, let's do speed 2. See if I can bring it close to my head. There we go. Now let's try the speed 3. Okay, so this is flying in speed 3. You can see it's quite a bit faster in speed 3. So the way this helicopter works is it's all controlled by angle. So actually the speeds are not really speeds. The speed mode is just defining how far the helicopter can angle to go forward. So you can actually fly slowly in speed 3 by just not deflecting the pitch stick as much. Like as you can see here, I'm flying slowly in speed 3 just by not deflecting the pitch. And if I want to go fast, I can deflect the stick all the way and we will go fast. So that is something to bear in mind. The speed mode only defines the max pitch. So you can fly slowly in speed 3. Let's bring it in close to me. Woo, there we go. Let's get ready for a top speed run. Here we go. Whoa, there we go. I wonder how high we can get it to go. Let's see. Well, that's interesting. It doesn't seem to go any higher than that. So I guess that is the max the max height. I guess it's got an altitude max on it on the barometer. It doesn't let it go any higher than that. I mean, I probably want to watch out because I'm not sure what happens if it loses signal. Like, does it fail safe and drop down? Or does it just sail away into the sky? I have had one of these helicopters, but not an RC ERA one. I've had one from WL Toys. When it lost connection to the radio, it just flew away. And I never found it ever again. So that can be an issue if you don't know how it's going to fail safe. Let's bring it around here. So I would say probably after you're used to it for 5 minutes, just knock it up to speed 3. Like I said, you can always fly it slowly in speed 3, just by not deflecting the stick that much. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to land it, and we will go back to the studio and I will give you my conclusion. So to land it, I'm just going to hit the land button, which is on the controller here. Just if you can see that, press the landing button. It's going to come down and it's going to land and shut down. So as you can tell, I really had a good time flying this helicopter. Even though I'm a beginner, it did feel really easy to fly and it was never out of control. I really like that you can fly it on a multi-protocol radio. So if you have got a better radio around, you don't have to use those RTR controllers, which, let's face it, are a little bit plasticky, a little bit rubbish. The only thing I don't like is the battery. As I've mentioned, it is proprietary, and I'm a bit annoyed that the batteries are different sizes. So if you have 2 different RC ERA helicopters, it seems that the batteries just don't fit in the other one, and you have to use the battery that's supplied with it. So if you would like to find out some more information about this helicopter, I will put a link to RTRHOBBY's store down in the description. And if you do want to see more content from me in the future, you can subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.